Pussy. Cats and dogs are two of the most common domesticated animals. But does owning one make you a parent? Tonight on TMF Debates, we hope to help you join the debate on the question, does having a pet make me a parent? Tonight our respective sides will be played by pro and anti. Pro, standing firm that a fur baby does in fact make you a parent, and anti, completely opposed to the concept that a pet can make you a parent. If at any point you hear anything you agree or disagree with, please join the debate by commenting in the comments section down below. Now, the rules for tonight's debate will be as follows. Both sides will take turns with their opening remarks, then we'll allow them to bicker at each other with a full-on verbal fisticuffs, and then ending with closing remarks. But it doesn't stop there. So make sure you hit that notification bell so you're back here when we conclude with a part 2 on the TMF Middle Ground in 2 weeks. What are your initial thoughts though? Where do you stand on this? Do you think fur babies do make you a parent, or can you only be a parent to human babies? Please take note on where you are right now, or just comment it on the comment section so we have a point of reference, because I'm really interested to know if your opinion will change by the end of these 2 videos, or if your belief will only be strengthened. But before we get too far, let's start the debate. Following the set back and forth, Anti, what are your opening remarks?
Thank you, moderator. Those who use the term fur babies are seldom using it as anything less than an absolute statement of parental status. In doing so, they are literally saying they are on the same level of devotion as those who are actual parents. This degrades the parenting experience, for quality parenting requires grand sacrifice from not only your life, but from your heart and your soul as well. These are hardships that can only be felt by those who are truly responsible for another human's life, and are hardships that can never be felt by anyone who has a pet, regardless of their owner's personal commitment.
Now that we've got Anti's opinion, before we can start the duel, we have one more person to hear from. Pro?
Thank you, moderator. One calling themselves a parent to their 4-legged, winged, scaly, or otherwise companions, to me, means that they're taking the job seriously. We all can agree that parenting is a job, and while there may not be the exact same hardships and obstacles to overcome, that doesn't mean that pet parenting is devoid of effort and commitment. The true glory of pet parenting is that pets often bring you stress relief, companionship, joy, and they truly do need you, which will give you wonderful practice for a real baby if you actually decide that you want one later on.
And there it is. Thank you, Pro. And you too, Anti. And now, let me get out of your way, because it's time to TMF Debate. Pets are not practiced for children in any shape or form. Sure, you do have to love and care for a pet. However, the personas are all but locked in by adulthood. That's what, 1 year to or 8 months? In contrast, actual children go from babies to toddlers, to adolescents, to teens, to young adults, to full-fledged adults by 25 years, when their bodies and minds are fully developed. And the growth doesn't even stop there. It's only the beginning. How can you seriously compare 1 year to fully developed to 25 years?
Pets don't just die and go away when they become full grown. There's still plenty of decades left. When I said that pets are practice, I meant that pets are just practice for you developing empathy for something besides yourself. You have to take away from your own life to take them to the vet, to take them on walks, to play with them, to just value them as living beings. And while, yes, I can agree with you that in the grand scheme of things, fur babies are less effort than a human babe, they are not, by any means, devoid of an intense amount of responsibility. So wouldn't it make sense that since there are people out there that lack the empathy and the just general kindness to be able to be responsible for a human life, that they would get a fur baby first so they may practice instead?
Okay, first, yes, I agree with you that there are plenty of people out there that should never be parents and definitely should never be allowed to take care of a child. And for them, yes, pets are just fine. However, that doesn't make them a parent. You train an animal, but you raise a child. If you tried to raise your child the way you train an animal, you'd be guilty of child abuse almost immediately. Popular training techniques often include swatting, spraying, caging, and shock collars, to name just a few of the more popular violent ones. Nobody would ever even question you if you said that you spray your cat with a water bottle every time they did something that you didn't like. However, do the same to an actual human child, and I can guarantee you that any decent human being will report you for child abuse. Raising your child is not supposed to be the same as training your dog, and if you view them similarly, I believe that you are mentally disturbed.
No, I personally do completely agree with you that anyone who uses violence, spanking, or any other form of physical abuse to raise up any baby, human or otherwise, is a poor parent, and they're using very poor parenting methods. And they probably should be educated. And while, yes, I must admit that pet parenting and raising a child are technically different because one involves more training, they aren't mutually exclusive terms. You must train your child to use the toilet. And it doesn't matter if you call it parenting or teaching, you must also train them to read and write. And you must train them in your own version of morality. Now, if we exclude all of the violent offenders, then when good people, if they go the fur baby route, when good people meet a mate, then their baby will have a sibling.
I completely disagree with you that the two terms are similar enough to be considered interchangeable. However, you did bring up an interesting point there at the end. That being pets being siblings. Are you aware that it is rather common for people to surrender their pets when they bring home a newborn infant? Cats and dogs are more than capable of becoming jealous and outright hostile towards children. It is very wise for people to surrender their pets before they bring home a child, lest they want to risk the well-being of the newborn infant. 68% of annual dog attacks are on children, and an overwhelming and uncomfortable amount of those are fatal and preventable. I know people want to falsely trust their pets, but dogs and cats attacking children is a reality that we cannot deny. Pets are not humans, no matter how much we want to project onto them.
Okay, true. Dogs especially have a really poor reputation when it comes to killing children. It makes me think of Lisa Mae Moulin. Look, I know that you honestly think that people would be crazy to bring their dogs and cats around their newborns, but can you really blame them? You never expect a family member to betray you like that.
They are not family! They are animals that are protecting their territory, and they're humans. Of course they'd be insane to allow that.
Down, boy. Down. No reason to get so excited. Jeez. Also, as I was saying, there are many pets out there that are completely capable of learning that their new brother and sister is not a threat. And it's not like every pet would actually assault a human. There are many that won't. It's definitely a personality thing, and with all things as pet parents or human parents, you need to take the time to learn your children. Because a parent should know what's best for their children's safety and for the safety of everyone else involved. But back to my practicing point, having a pet, again, is the safer route because you can make mistake after mistake after mistake, and they'll still be happy to see you. They'll just wag their little tail. especially at mealtime.
You're repeating the term pet parent just to annoy me, aren't you? You know how annoying that term is. But whatever, back on topic. Children's demands and needs far exceed anything that a pet can prepare you for, and to me, saying a pet prepares you for parenting is like saying that jumping on a trampoline prepares you for skydiving. Sure, there's some similarities, but in application they are nowhere even close to the same thing. I guess I can't really fault you for feeling that way though, as in your opening you stated how humans are naturally driven to becoming parents. We see this in other mammal species as well, as a mother may lose her infant and seek out an inanimate object or another species' babe to then mother. Humans have the displeasure of actually being conscious of this feeling after puberty and may very well be filling that void with a pet. However, filling the parenting void with a pet makes you a parent as much as feeling the self-confidence void with alcohol makes you a better person.
Alrighty then. Let's go ahead and stop right there because it doesn't sound like either one of you is going to agree tonight, and let's just thank our viewers for putting up with the two of you. Lord knows I don't want to some days. But before we can officially close this episode, we need to wrap this up. Pro, what are your closing remarks? A parent is one who tends and cares for you during the good and the bad of your life. It doesn't matter the species, however, as humans have been shown to be able to spread this love and care regardless. We see this in actual human birth and in human adoptions as well. To me, if you can adopt a human baby, there's no reason that we shouldn't additionally apply this to other animals who need love and space in our homes just as much. In this modern reality, finances, poor life choices, emotional maturity or lack thereof, and many other factors may key people into the fact that they aren't ready to procreate, and honestly may be making a responsible decision in deciding not to procreate and getting a fur baby instead.
Excellent summation, Pro. And now, Anti, what are your closing remarks? Pet owners are not the same as substitute parents. They are the same as, well, owners. One who's completely responsible for their pet's actions and behaviors. I fully believe that calling your pet your child completely degrades and devalues the human parenting experience, because when you start to examine them closely enough, they are not similar in any shape or form. Yes, you can love, train, care for, provide, pamper, whatever for your pet until they have passed on. However, they will never have truly outgrown their own owner's limitations, and thus the pets are not children, and thus the owners can never truly be parents.
Great summation too, Anti. And with that, where do you, yes, you, land on the debate of, does having a pet make me a parent? Please join the debate by commenting in the comments section down below on any part that you've heard today, whether your opinion has changed or just stayed the same or being reinforced. I'd love to hear where you're coming from, and thank you very much for spending your time with me. And now, let's wrap this episode up. Please hit that notification bell down below to make sure you're back here in 2 weeks for the conclusion with the TMF Middle Ground. And if you want more TMFisms, go ahead and click or tap below there for our last TMF debate on RE sports. If you like what I do on this channel, please check out the description box for easy to follow me links, and a huge shout out to my Patreon members for helping me bring safe debates to you and everyone you disagree with. As always, this has been TMF, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the time in whatever zone you find yourself. Dittos!